Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3. You are with Jane and Jay of Jay McKenna Stories. I guess first off, apologies to if there were anyone looking forward to the stream yesterday. I don't know how obvious it is from the stream the day before that, from our tutorial part 2, but I got some sort of throat cold and just couldn't talk yesterday, so we did have to cancel that. So apologies about that, but that with that news comes some good news. So let's flip back over to this. Well, I guess just right off the bat, our next Renpy coding after today will be tomorrow, April 20th. We're going to be doing that one at 6 p.m. MST, so that's 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Should be a somewhat decent time for everyone for Saturday night. But the exciting news, our first look at the community game Construction Snake demo and the creator Q&A now has a time set for it. So that will, like we said, be taking place April 28th. It is now set for noon MST, so that is 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. We tried to pick a time that would be decent for everybody, let you sleep in a little bit before getting up to see it, but not make you stay up too late if you have work the next day, etc. So we have narrowed that time down. It will be noon on April 28th MST. And like always, the Play Until Passing Out Minecraft edition, which is our sit down at the computer, turn the camera on, boot up a game, play it until I can no longer stay awake. That will be starting on May 1st at 6 p.m. MST. The incentives for that, like I've been saying, we have a day where every subscriber gets me to eat a cricket, which I'm dreading more and more the more I talk about it. I'm thinking maybe for a wrap up today, when I post about the YouTube video, I'll attach a picture of what these crickets look like. They're pretty gruesome, and I'm really regretting saying that I would do it. But yeah, so that's our day 2 incentives. Day 1 incentive, we're just going to be adding anyone who tunes in on the first day and like follows us on our first day of streaming will be turned into a Minecraft wolf and, be part of our forever Minecraft world wolf pack. So that's the incentive for day 1. Day 2 will be the crickets. That will be interesting. Day 3, we have a box full of ridiculous looking makeover things that they're going to make me slather all over my face and just make me look as ridiculous as possible. And, keep it on for as long as it lasts. Some of the stickers and stuff, I don't know if they're going to last very long. An errant, tired itch might get rid of them, but we'll see. And then day 4, if we are lucky enough to make it that far, day 4, we will be giving out merchandise, such as mugs, shirts, sweaters, you name it. But if anybody wants a early look at those designs or the products that are possible to win, you can always purchase it for yourself ahead of time. Get it before anyone else. You can head over to our Redbubble. Like always, all of our socials are at J McKenna Stories. And my throat's already giving out on me. I'm sorry, guys. I have like bags of Halls here, so bear with me with this noise a little bit because I'm still not fully recovered on the cold. I got my voice back, but not willingly, as it would appear. Really not the greatest situation for someone who has to talk at you for about an hour, but I'm working on it. I'll try to make it better. I'll drink gallons and gallons of tea tonight before our stream tomorrow. We will be taking Sunday and Monday off. Sunday was a pre-scheduled day off for us originally, and then it turns out Monday is Earth Day. And we thought, what can we do for Earth Day? And they usually turn the lights off for like an hour or something for Earth Day for awareness and stuff, save electricity. We thought we'll do our very minuscule part and keep our computers off, keep our monitors off, keep our Twitch off. So we are going to take Monday off as well. So Monday is going to be basically a weekend for us, and we will be back Tuesday of next week. So don't even remember why I started. Oh, because, so at the very least, my throat should be in better shape by Tuesday. But hopefully if I stay on top of it today with cough drops and tea, it'll be a bit better for tomorrow. So let's dive back into the Renpy tutorial. And so as of so far, we have finished all of the quick start tutorials. We've got a basic lay of the land of what is possible just as a base for this program. So starting today, we are getting into the in-depth tutorials. And once again, we're just going through this tutorial for this program just to see what we're able to do with it. Just so it's in the back of our minds as we go through designing the game. It's a lot easier to picture what a scene's going to look like if you know the limitations of what you're able to do. So that's just kind of where we're at right now. We're just going through these to see what the possibilities are and give us a better starting structure for creating our own game, which will be a dating sim. That's what we're calling it as of right now. That word might turn into a tome. It might not. We're not sure. We haven't exactly decided on what route we're going to take it. I know Jay has been very ambitious with the things that they wanted to do with this and the amount of pathways and the amount of playable characters, etc. But it's just kind of a matter of logistics. We're going to figure out if maybe we just want to do one playable character and minimize the paths, and then maybe do a Kickstarter and extend that if we get enough funding and if enough people are interested in the project. So that's where we're at right now. Again, this program is Renpy. You can find it at renpy.org. That's renpy.org. It's a free program to use. It basically just streamlines using Python to create your own visual novel or life simulation game. And any game you create with it, is fully yours. You're allowed to do whatever you want with it. Sell it, donate it, burn it in a fire, whatever you want to do. And because of how easy the program is to use, makes it very streamlined and quick and much easier to make multiple versions. So we do have plans to roll this game out on both PC and Mac, as well as Android and iOS. And Chromebooks, etc. will also be able to run them. The Chrome OS, I think, is what it's technically called. Anyway, so let's dive into this right now. I just realized that's not ideal. Okay, well, we'll dive into the tutorial. So today we'll be starting with text tags, escapes, and interpolation. Gotta interpolate. Did you click it? I didn't. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Alright, what's the lowdown, Eileen? Get us caught up. Sometimes when showing text, we'll want to change the way some of the text is displayed. For example, we might want to have text that is bold, italic, struck through, or underlined. That's what text tags are for. Ah, good to know. Text tags are contained in braces? Sure. I did not know those were called braces. Never heard the term before. But I guess, yeah, they're technically not brackets, so sure. Learn something new. These squiggle brackets are called braces. Text tags are contained in braces, like the B tag above. When a text tag takes a closing tag, the closing tag begins with a slash, like B does. You know, I haven't really looked into Python myself yet. But, you know, back in the day of Neopets, I myself was quite the prolific guild leader at the time. We're talking like, oh god, I'm gonna date myself here. We're talking like 20 years ago. But I was a pretty big guild leader back then, and like all the coding was just basic like HTML and CSS. And I mean, so far Python doesn't look like it's much different. I'm sure there's some kind of difference. Like there has to be. Like I guess I don't really remember callbacks like setting E to mean Eileen and then using E instead of Eileen. So I guess that's new. But it does make me feel a little bit better about our plan for this. Because I mean, if I could learn HTML and CSS when I was that young, it feels like I have a better chance with Python nowadays. Or maybe I'm just so old I can't learn anything and we are set for disaster. I am the youngest on the team. So yeah, alright. Want to get a glare from somebody, mention how you're younger than them. I'm sorry, I'm not that much younger than you. Okay. Alright, so continuing on. We've already seen the BI, S, and U tags, but there are a lot more than those. I'll show you the rest of them. Why, thank you, Eileen. The A text tag can link to a website or jump to a label. Huh. I mean, jump to a label would like... Can you click that? Huh. So that'd be more like, what you call them? A text adventure RPG than a visual novel. Can you see using that in a visual novel setting? Probably not, right? I don't think so, at least. I don't know. I'm not the literary genius? Is that what we're calling you? Just overall genius? I'm not the genius on our team. So I can't think of a reason to use it, but who knows? You might come up with something a little more relevant for that. But like, why would we click? Like, why would we link to an external website? Unless, I mean, I guess we can. We can do some product placement. Oh God, how? I don't know if that's cringy or just so meta that it works. You might have to do that. All right. The alpha text tag makes text translucent. I mean, that doesn't really seem to be translucent. How is that, like, it's gray, but it's not, I wouldn't call it translucent. The color text tag changes the color of the text. The CPS tag makes text type itself out slowly, even if slow text is off. That could be useful. The CPS tag can also be relative to the default speed, doubling or having it. The font tag changes the font. For example, to Deja Vu Sans bold to TIFF. To TIFF. To TIFF. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun. I was sick. I'm still sick. This is me when I'm sick. My eyes are swollen, my head hurts, and I don't make any sense whatsoever. So I apologize for that. This whole stream's gonna be a fever dream that I do not remember happening come tomorrow because I am on about 7 pounds worth of cold medication. Click it? Okay. Sometimes changing to a bold font looks better than using the B tag. Well, I mean, because, I guess there are fonts called, like, yeah. Oh, that is what they just used, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So that's going to be the type of thing that we're going to have to, like, trial and error experiment with. Makes sense, makes sense. The K tag changes kerning. It can space the letters of a word closer together or farther apart. I mean, that's like a terrible example. Closer does not look like it's spaced closer. Like, am I insane? Like, farther apart, yeah, okay, the A's. But, like, am I blind? Closer doesn't look... See, I'm starting to, like, doubt half the things that this game tells us, because it tells us something, and then it's like, let me give you an example, and then it gives the example, and then the example just, I don't see it. It doesn't appear to be an actual example. I don't know how else to describe it. The size tag changes the size of text. It can make text bigger or smaller or set it to a fixed size. Like my extrapolations are. I used to be an actor. I don't know if I want to call that true or not. I mean, technically true, but technically true for anyone who's, like, ever done a, like, play for school in grade 2 as well. So, I mean, let's call it untrue. The space tag adds horizontal space in text. The V space tag adds vertical space between the lines. Fancy schmancy. I mean, like, I guess technically all of this would come in handy, kind of, if you're like trying to like make what's going on in the game more dramatic in certain situations. But at the same time, like, your story has more of like a dark comedy tone to it, wouldn't you say? Lots of dark scenes, but like, yeah, humorous in a way. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's like normal for visual novels, though. There's always like a serial killer, or like a yandere, or like a bomb. had to pull some visual knowledge out of my head. Visual novel knowledge. That's a tongue twister. Visual novel knowledge, visual novel knowledge, visual novel knowledge, visual novel knowledge, visual novel knowledge. Can you tell I hurt my throat yesterday? Cough drops, man. Miracle cure. There are a few text tags that only make sense in dial. Oh man, right after I said that cough drops were working. Ta-da! There are a few text tags that only make sense in dialogue. The P tag breaks a paragraph and waits for the player to click. Okay, that one will definitely get used. I know you very well, and I can foresee this being used about 700 times. I can foresee us reining you in on that. If it is a given number as an argument, it waits that many seconds. The W tag also waits for a click, except it doesn't break the lines the way P does. The NW tag causes Renpy to... Whoa. Why does it do that? It's done that before when we were doing the tutorial, where it's just like pretended to reset, but then nothing happened. The NW tag causes Renpy to continue past slow text to the next statement. Yeah, like... Oh, no, this does say with flashbulb. Okay, so they did that on purpose. It's just stupid. They just made a stupid choice. Gotcha. To break a line without pausing, one can write \n dot \apostrophe and \ quotation. Include quotes in the text. That's not English. Break a line without pausing, one can write N apostrophe quotation, include quotes in the text. I'm very confused, because if you look at the... To break a line without pausing... And then they wrote none. I like button N1. One can write N apostrophe and quotation. Include quotes in the text. My, like, still too sick to understand that? You don't get it either? Are we both just too tired for this? Alright, well, I guess that's going to be something we experiment with, because that makes no sense to either one of us right now. If you're watching this later today, or a later date, and you want to explain what the hell we just read, comment down below. Send us a DM. We've actually been getting... Sidetrack. Sorry about this. We've actually been getting a decent amount of DMs on our Twitter/X account. So big shout out to the people who've been sending us messages there. I don't know if they want us to mention their name. You know what? I mean, it's not like we have like a giant audience or anything. Let's do some shout outs while I'm thinking of it. Because we did, well, there's like, I think 2 specific ones I want to mention. Yeah, we have 2 specific shout outs who have been supportive and asking us how our streams have been going. The first is, why is her thing double? Sure. The first is Amy Arts. So on Twitter, that, or X, I guess. I mean, we all know it's Twitter. No one's calling it X. It's Twitter. So on Twitter, that is at Amy_arts_. So again, that's at AMY_ARTS_. She was actually the first one to ask us how our streams have been going and kind of like check in with us. So thank you very much to her. We also got some messages and like, how are you doing? Keep it up kind of vibes from at JennyAsh_AC. That's at JENNIEASH_AC. So big thank you to the 2 of them. We've been getting a lot of messages, but those 2 specifically made sure to like ask us about our streams, ask us how we're doing. You know, just give us like support vibes. Like not even like a like congratulations or like good job or anything like that, but just like the general vibe of like checking in. So again, thank you to those 2 accounts. I mean, more likely if you're watching this like a year from now because we somehow magically blew up from one thing or another, hopefully nothing bad. And you know, you come across those Twitter names that I just rattled off, please go give them a follow if Twitter's still around. Which, I mean, people are trying to replace it. It's a little too integrated at the moment, but I mean, so was MySpace, and they managed to do it. So I'm sure we'll have some new media within the next couple years if everything keeps going the way it has been. All right, back on track. The interpolation feature takes a variable name in square brackets and inserts it into text. For example, this displays the variable value. So $ variable equals brace I variable value. Brace I. Oh, variable equals variable value, and then square bracket variable, and then I replaced it with the word variable value. Okay, so we can have the player set things and stuff that way, I'm assuming. And like use it as callbacks and stuff. All right, that makes sense. That one's useful. Continuing on. When the variable name is followed by exclamation mark Q, special characters are quoted. This displays the raw brace I variable value, including the italics tags. Oh, I got. Okay, so when the variable name is followed by exclamation point Q, special characters are quoted. This displays the raw variable exclamation Q. Okay. So that's like if you're for some reason doing a game and you want to show the player the coding for it, like in game. That makes sense. I mean, it's weird, kind of, but it makes sense. When the variable name is followed by exclamation T, it is translated to variable value. It could be something else in a different language. It is translated to... Wait, what? It could be something else in a different language. Translatable equals translatable text. Variable name is followed by exclamation T. It is translated to variable value. It could be something else in a different language. I'm very confused by this. Because they defined the word translatable equals translatable text, but then they never called back on... Is it scroll? No. But then they never called back on the variable translatable that they defined. They just said when variables followed by exclamation T is translated to square bracket variable exclamation T. Could be something else in a different language. I think that's one we're gonna have to play with. I don't know if that means that like you're supposed to like translatable equals like Spanish, and then variable exclamation T would turn variable value in English to whatever it is in Spanish. Like, is that what it means? Like, I think we're gonna have to play with that one to figure out what this tutorial is trying to say, unless it gives an example on the next page and I'm talking for no reason. Yeah, so I didn't. So that's one we're gonna have to like play with a lot, quite a bit. Sounds fun. Finally, certain characters are special. Square bracket, brace, and backslash need to be doubled if included in text. The percent character should be doubled if used in dialogue. Oh, and she's done. Okay, so that was text tags, escapes, and interpolation. A lot of that, well, a lot more of that than last time, did not make sense to either of us. So we're starting to get into stuff where we'll have to be like, I wonder if we can do this, and then go through everything that the game said that we could do and how it said to do it, and then like experiment if any of that does what we want it to do. It would be really cool to make this game in different languages. I mean, I know that's something that tends to be quite the undertaking. Especially when, like, between the three of us, I don't think any of us are, like, fluent enough to confidently write your entire game in another language. That would kind of have to be... We would have to hire native speakers to help with that, or maybe start a Reddit and see if anybody wants to like volunteer their services to help get it translated. Maybe it'll be like a Kickstarter stretch goal of like, hey, we'll release this game in French if we reach this goal of money and have enough to pay somebody to translate the copious amounts of text that Jay has already written a lot of into what it would... I don't know how well your game idea is going to translate to other languages, though. That might be... I mean, I guess we could keep the jokes in English. Kind of. Maybe. It's gonna be iffy. Iffy. Okay, let's go to character objects. Okay, we've already seen how to define a character in Renpy, but I want to go into a bit more detail as to what a character is. Here are a couple of additional characters, like E-Shout character Eileen and E-Whisper character Eileen. Each statement creates a character object and gives it a single argument, a name. If the name is none, no name is displayed. This can be followed by named arguments that set properties of the character. A named argument is a property name, an equal sign, and a value. Multiple arguments should be separated with commas, like they are here. Let's see those characters in action. I can shout! And I can speak in a whisper. Did you hear that? I can speak in a whisper. It's ASMR action. This example shows how the name character is a bit of a misnomer. Here we have multiple characters in use, but you see it as me speaking. It's best to think of a character as representing a name and style rather than a single person. There are a lot of properties that can be given to characters, most of them prefix styles. Properties beginning with window apply to the text box. Those with what apply to the dial. Oh no. Who wrote that? I understand this is a free program, but this program's been available for like a really long time. They've had time to fix this tutorial and like make it readable. Properties beginning with window apply to the text box. Those with what apply to the dialogue, and those with who to the name of character speaking. That, I mean, if anybody wants to decipher that, I'm all ears. If you leave a prefix out, the style customizes the name of the speaker. There are quite a few different properties that can be set this way. Here are some of the most useful. The window background property sets the image that is used for the background of the text box, which should be the same size as the default in the text box ping. Is that what those stars are? Window background, start text box, window background. Yeah. If it's set to none, the text box has no background window. The who color and what color properties set the color of the character's name and dialogue text respectively. With the utmost respect to the name and dialogue text. Who color and what color properties set the color of the character's name and dialogue text respectively. Yeesh. Colors are strings containing RGB hex codes, the same sort of colors understood by a web browser. Similarly, the who font and what font properties set the font used by different kinds of text. I just realized, for like, this is going to be another tangent, I'm sorry. For the last two videos, I've gone back and watched them, and I've realized that I've been doing this, and I'm still doing it right now, and I need to stop. I'm using my customer service voice. And I can hear it in my head, and it's honestly probably part of the problem with my throat right now. Because I haven't used it this often in like years. But like, this is my customer service voice. I need to get out of using this. I'm like running my throat raw using my customer service voice at the moment. Like, I need to I need to talk normally. Talk normally. Normal talking. This is me talking without using my throat. Maybe. Why does this feel more difficult than using my customer service voice? Is it just... Oh, I almost slipped back into it. Ooh. Is it just like I see a microphone and my brain goes, ooh, gotta page the store. Gotta let everyone in the store know that we have a sale on juice boxes. I don't know, it's been a long time. It's been such a long time. Been such a long time. Sorry guys, I'm also getting distracted. We're supposed to get word of a contest we entered today as well, and that has yet to come in. So every time my phone goes off, like we're stopping every 5 seconds to check our phones to see if that's what it is. So we were hoping that we would have heard back before we started streaming today. But who knows? Maybe we'll hear back before the end of the stream. That would be nice. We'll check at the very end, and maybe we can just ignore our phones until then. Dealsies. Phones down. Put away. Okay. It's really hard to, like, keep using my regular talking voice. I don't know, like, just the psychology of it. Setting the who bold, what italic, and what size properties makes the name bold and the dialogue text italic at a size of 20 pixels. Of course, the what bold, who italic, and who size properties also exist, even if they're not used here. The what outlines property puts an outline around the text. That hurts. Why would they pick that color? Out of any and all colors, why pick that color? Like they're trying to hurt us? It's a little complicated since it takes a list with the tuple in it, with the tuple being 4 things in parenthesis, and the list the square brackets around them. It's the tuple in it. It's not gonna... Oh, no. It's not gonna explain. I mean, there's 4. Tuple being 4 things in parenthesis. Oh, so that's probably like... Like width, brightness, opacity, something. And then like the 4th is color, maybe. Or it'll tell us, yeah, I need to get in the habit of letting you go to the next page before I start asking questions to the universe. But isn't it grand when you put a question out to the universe and then it immediately gets answered? I mean, I know that's kind of the point of tutorials, but still. There's been a couple I've asked that haven't been answered, which I don't remember anymore, but you know. The first number is the size of the outline in pixels. That's followed by a string given the hex code of the color of the outline and the X and Y offsets. Okay, and then, alright, so like you can like make it look like really like shadow on one side kind of deal. Gotcha. Raw. This is my throat being ripped to shreds. I feel like I have like an alternate career in just really like terrible like AR work for like I don't even know. Not robots. Whoops. I'm sorry. I pressed the spacebar. Go back. Back? Okay. When the outline size is 0 and the offsets are given, what outlines can also act as a drop shadow behind the text. The what X align and what text align properties control the alignment of text, with the 0.0 being left and 0.5 being center and 1.0 being right. Okay, so you can like mess with the alignment. Would you want to do that? I guess maybe if you like want to like, I don't know, but that would, see, letters would be that weird like dropout page, right? That we looked at 2 days ago. Wonder if we'll end up using this. The whatXAlign property controls where all the text itself is placed within the text box, while whatTextAlign controls where rows of text are placed relative to each other. Generally, you'll want to set them both, whatXAlign and whatTextAlign, to the same value. Setting whatLayout to subtitle puts Renpy in subtitle mode, which tries to even out the length of every line of text in a block. These properties can be combined to achieve many different effects. Ooh. This example hides the background and shows dialogue centered and outlined as if the game is being subtitled. There are two interesting non-style properties, whatPrefix and whatSuffix. These can put text at the start and end of a line of dialogue. By using kind, you can copy properties from one character to another by changing only what you need to. Like this. Finally, I get some more dialogue around here. I'm never going to remember what voice I use for that character. It's going to be different every single time. The last thing you have to know is that there's a special character, narrator, that speaks narration. Got it? I think I do. Oh my goodness. That narrator. Oh, hello, Curtis Mutter. Yes, we are back at it. I was down and not feeling great and terrible throat yesterday. Although, as you can tell, my throat's not much better today, so I do apologize that you're going to have to listen to that. I mean, you don't have to listen to it, but it's appreciated that you're listening to it, so, keep listening to it. Next, we have the simple displayables. Let's go there. Okay, so Renpy has the concept of a displayable, which is something like an image that can be shown and hidden. Oh god, it's the crazy stalker snake chick. She's back again. Hello, crazy stalker snake chick. You missed some rasp, yeah, but you missed the parts where I was purposely making it worse. So, count yourself lucky. Unless you want to, go back and watch those videos later. Alright, so the image statement is used to give an image name to a displayable. The easy way is to simply give an image file name. Why does it think that's the easy way? I feel like that's the more complicated way. Then, that's 7 times the length of something that you're... Is it as bad as Marge Simpson? Is it really? Is it? It's not Marge Simpson. Oh god, you're both against me now. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was my nightmare. But that's not the only thing that an image can refer to. When the string doesn't have a dot in it, Renpy interprets that as a reference to the second image. Sure. The string can also contain a color code consisting of hexadecimal digits, just like the colors used by web browsers. 3 or 6-digit colors are opaque, containing red, green, and blue values. 4 and 8-digit versions append alpha, allowing translucent colors. Oh gosh. Oh, I wasn't laying it on and I feel like Marge Simpson's more of an accent with a raspy voice than it is just a solid raspy voice, but I don't know, maybe I'm absolutely wrong about that. I mean, we end up watching all of our videos back anyway just to make sure they uploaded properly, and I mean, I'm not looking forward to hearing myself on this one. But we already canceled yesterday, and I was like, hey, I can talk today. We might as well. We should do it. The transform displayable takes a displayable and can apply transform properties to it. Oh, whoops. Notice how, since it takes a displayable, it can take another image. In fact, it can take any displayable defined here. My god, it's a box! There's a more complete form of solid that can take style properties. This lets us change the size of the solid where normally it fills the screen. Text displayable lets Renpy treat text as if it was an image. Oh, thanks. It's not soldier on, quote unquote. I don't know. I'm popping cough drops left and right, and I'm gonna be making myself tea once this video is all over because my throat is mad at me. This means that we can apply other displayables, like transform, to text in the same way we do to images. The composite displayable lets us group multiple displayables together into a single one from bottom to top. Some displayables are often used to customize the Renpy interface, with the frame displayable being one of them. The frame displayable takes another displayable and the size of the left, top, right, and bottom borders. Yeesh. This thing's getting super trippy. I might need to slip back into customer service voice because this is honestly, for some reason, hurting my throat more than the customer service voice was. Apologies. Hang on. I'm gonna pop another throat lozenge. And then try to get back to my customer service voice. The frame displayable expands or shrinks to fit the area available to it. It does this by scaling the center in 2 dimensions and the sides in 1, while keeping the corners the same size. A frame can also tile sections of the displayable supplied to it rather than scaling. This thing is like, oh my god. This thing is having a party, like a Sudoku party. Like full out tech music. Frames might look a little weird in the abstract, but when used with a texture, you can see how we create scalable interface components. Oh, that's like an interesting that there's like textures, because that would make like writing like in-game notes or something make more sense. Maybe not. Would you just like prefer to draw those and then display the picture of like the drawing? I guess it's probably too early to be asking you. These are just the simplest displayables, the one you'll use directly the most often. You can even write custom displayables for minigames if you're proficient at Python, but for many visual novels, this will be all you need. Are we doing on time? Do you maybe want to look at the transition gallery and then do our little wrap up, call it a day? What does that put us at? Okay, let's do transition gallery. Transition gallery! Renpy ships with a large number of built-in transitions, and also includes classes that let you define your own. What kind of transitions would you like to be demonstrated? Ooh, look at this large menu that I'm suddenly regretting opening. Alright, let's start with simple. Yep. Okay, let's start with simple. Okay, I can tell you about simple transitions. We call them simple because they don't take much in the way of configuration. But don't let that get you down. since they're the transitions you'll probably use the most in a game. The dissolve transition is probably the most useful, blending one scene into another. The dissolve function lets you create your own dissolves, taking a different amount of time. The fade transition fades to black and then fades back into the new scene. If you're going to stay at a black screen, you'll probably want to use dissolve rather than fade. You can use fade to define your own fades. By changing the timing and the color faded to, you can use this for special effects like flashbulbs. The pixelate transition pixelates out the old scene, switches to the new scene, and then unpixelates that. It's probably not appropriate for most games, but we think it's kind of neat. Super neat. You're super neat. We can use pixelate to change the details of the pixelation. Motions can also be used as transitions. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Hey, pay attention. I was about to demonstrate V-punch. Well, I guess I just did. Why does she keep punching me? What does this girl have against me, man? She yells at me, she screams at me, she throws me in a cave with that other friend of hers occasionally. Now she's punching me in the face? I don't appreciate this. I don't like the crowd you're hanging out with, Jay. These are not good peoples. We can also shake the screen horizontally with H-punch. These were defined using the move function. There's also the move transition, which is confusingly enough defined using the move transition function. The move transition finds images that have changed placement and slides them to their new place. It's an easy way to get motion in your game. I wonder why you had to put with move after both of those. That's it for simple transitions. Image dissolve. Image dissolve. Perhaps the most flexible kind of transition is the image dissolve, which lets you use an image to control a dissolve. This lets us specify very complex transitions fairly simply. Let's try some, and then I'll show you how they work. There are 2 image dissolve transitions built into Renpy. The blinds transition opens and closes what looks like vertical blinds. The squares transition uses these squares to show things. I'm not sure why anyone would want to use it, but it was used in some translated games, so we added it. The most interesting transitions aren't in the standard library. These ones require an image the size of the screen, and so we couldn't include them as the size of the screen can change from game to game. We can hide things with a circle... What? Circularism? I think my brain just exploded. Circle irisin. Sure. And show them again with a circle iris out. Oh, iris. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Circle iris in and circle iris out. Have I mentioned that I am full of cold medicine right now? You should... Did you not know that I was making that mistake, or did you just not correct me because you think it's funnier? Oh, God. The circle wipe transition changed screens using a circular wipe effect. The dream transition does this weird wavy dissolve and does it relatively slowly. The teleport transition reveals the new scene one line at a time. This is the background picture used with the circle iris out transition. When we use an image dissolve, the white will dissolve in first, followed by progressively darker colors. Let's try it. If we give image dissolve the reverse parameter, black areas will dissolve in first. This lets circle iris in and circle iris out use the same image. Teleport transition uses a different image, one that dissolves things in one line at a time. A dissolve only seems to affect parts of the scene that have changed, which is how we apply the teleport effect to a single character. Oh, man. So, I think the plan was to do all of these. But my throat has gotten so bad that I literally having trouble speaking, and we have done over an hour, so should we maybe just come back to transitions tomorrow? We can recover the first two we did even and then go through the rest of them and continue on. Sound good? That way I have a chance of being able to speak tomorrow. Okay, let's do that. All right, so we're gonna end Renpy here today. Just for the sake of my throat. If my throat's better, maybe we'll do like 2 hours tomorrow instead. We'll try. We'll see what we can do. It's just, yeah, the problem with Jay remaining anonymous is that I'm the only one that can speak on camera for us, and I get sick very easily, so when my throat does something like this, it's going to be problematic. We'll figure something out. Maybe I'll just speak with text to speak tomorrow or something. Oh, that'll be horrendous. Well, we'll see. Anyway, tomorrow we will try to be here tomorrow. Currently the plan is tomorrow, April 20th, 6 p.m. MST. That's 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll continue our Renpy tutorial doing, we'll start from the transitions that we didn't do today. Our first look stream is upcoming for the community fan game Construction Snake. We will be playing that demo with the creator in-house on camera, and they'll be answering any questions that you have about that game, how you can play it yourself, where you can find it, what trials and tribulations they went through to get the game made for you, stuff like that. We have opted not to play the demo until the day of, so I am going to be absolutely terrible at it. I apologize for that, but you can tune in, see what the game looks like, make fun of how horrible I am at it, all that jazz. We did narrow down a time for that. It's going to be April 28th at 12 p.m. MST. So that's April 28th at noon. That is a Sunday. So that'll be 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And hopefully that lets everyone do their weekend, sleep in, and get you to bed early enough to wake up for work the next morning. We tried to make that time as fair for everyone as possible. So again, that's April 28th at noon MST, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then our next stream will be our Play Until Passing Out stream, Minecraft edition. That will be May 1st, starting at 6 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Day one, if you tune in day one and you follow our channel, you will be turned into a permanent member of our Minecraft World Wolf Pack. We, if you're already following us, do not worry. You will be put in immediately. But you will only be put in to a wolf pack if you follow us during the first 24 hours of that never-ending stream. Day 2 will be I will eat a cricket for every subscribe to the channel that we get. As promised, I will post a picture of those to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account once this stream gets put onto our YouTube channel later today. That should be within the next hour, I would assume. So I mean, you'll see they look absolutely gruesome. So I'll be eating one of those for every person who gives us an actual subscribe. If you have Amazon Prime, you get to subscribe to one channel for free every month. So if you want to maybe throw that our way, that would be amazing. We would really like that. Day 3, we have a box full of absolutely stupid makeover items. We're going to make me look absolutely ridiculous. We have lip lacquer, we have paint for teeth, we have like instant facelift things, we have jewel stickers. I don't even know what else is in this box. Some other stuff. We're gonna make me look absolutely insane. And then that will be on my face for the rest of the stream until it either falls off itself or I pass out at my keyboard. And then if we do make it to day 4 is where we will start giving out merchandise such as mugs, desk mats, shirts, sweaters, posters, you name it. Anything really that Redbubble prints and ships, since that is the site we are currently using. We are working on getting another site, but for now, we are using Redbubble. So if you want to get a sneak peek at any of the designs ahead of time, or if you want to purchase merchandise before anybody else gets their hands on it, that is at our Redbubble. All of our socials, including our Redbubble and our YouTube page, are at J McKenna Stories. So you can find us. Let's switch over to, where's my mouse? You find it. You find the mouse. Okay. Switch over to this really quick. There we go. Now we can kind of see the chat going too. Well, I mean, now other people can see the chat going too. So that is all of our socials. We are on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, Redbubble. Jay has a DeviantArt that they have not used in a while, but it is there. Everything is at J McKenna Stories. The link to our Redbubble, like an easy link for you to use, is right there as well. Yeah, Curtis Mutter blowing up the chat for us at the moment. Thank you very much. Anyway, so we'll go back to our ad schedule. There we go. So again, that Play Until Passing Out stream starts on May 1st at 6 p.m. MST, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not much more to say about it at the moment. I expect certain details might come out about stuff in the meantime, but for now, this is the ad schedule that we're sticking to. And just a reminder, we were already planning on taking Sunday off, but Monday is Earth Day, so we are going to observe that and take that off as well. So if you do not catch the stream tomorrow, you will have to wait until Tuesday for us to come back. So again, our stream tomorrow will be continuation of the Renpy coding tutorial, and that will be April 20th, 6 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're just going to end the stream there. So thank you all for tuning in today, and hope, thoughts, prayers, magic to my poor sore throat, and hopefully that is taken care of by tomorrow. And we will see you all tomorrow night, I guess. That is technically. We might do a slightly longer stream tomorrow just because it's Saturday and it's nighttime. We might extend it. So it might be like 2 hours instead of like the hour 15 we've been doing. We'll see what happens. Maybe we can like attempt to wrap up the tutorial. That would be interesting. Maybe possibly. I know it's a Saturday night, but I mean, let's be honest, neither one of us have plans. Okay, so yeah. All right, so I will stop. Oh, thank you, Curtis. Thank you for wishes of better feelings. Okay, so we will be signing off here, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.